He was the world's biggest shipping magnate in the Second World War. And in so doing, he became a multi billionaire. Not that that is a big thing, but one of his key lessons in his book, which my father gave to me at the age of 14 and a half when I left home, he wrote in that book. Please do. Please come in. Please come in. One of the key lessons that he taught in that book was a reporter asked him the question, what would you different? What would you do different if you had your life all over again? And he said, I would go and be a waiter at the table of where successful people met. I will go, this is after he became a billionaire. I will go and be a waiter at the table where successful people met. So the question proceeded, why?
Yes.
Why? And he said, around the table where successful people meet at lunch, at dinner, or information and experience. Man of wisdom, huh? That's exactly why I tell a lot of people it is important to write notes. Not that my work is very important, but some of the things that might come out can help you.
Yes.
That's the key element. So let me proceed. How many of you are in a position to stand up and say what your life is all about? Please, would you like to share?
Yeah. So, in short, my life is all about creativity.
Good.
Whatever I do, I try to bring in creativity in everything.
Excellent. Fabulous. To what extent?
To an extent where everything has creativity, whatever I'm doing, whether it's driving, whether it's drawing.
Fabulous. Now, when you have creativity, it comes from an area of passion.
Yes.
And if you have passion, you're all set for life. If you don't have passion, you're working with void. So, especially in this apparel industry, unless you get creativity, you mix it with the masala called passion, you mix it with the masala called consistency, you mix it with the masala called determination, and all the other masalas that you need, and then you can get a very good pav bhaji. See the mixture I put together here? Now, what you got to understand is that you cannot buy anywhere. It is your uniqueness. Thank you so much. Take a seat.
Thank you.
It's your uniqueness. And when you have your uniqueness, you have a brand to sell. That's the power. That's the power. So you now got to make sure you can trademark your brand. Whatever you're doing, I don't know what you're doing, but whatever you're doing, you need to trademark. So I'm going to ask you the next question. Can I have PowerPoint? I'm going to ask you the next question. What you need to do is write this question down and look at what you can. I don't want you to answer the question, but take it home. What? Up there? Down. Thank you. Write that question down and you start your introspection. If you don't know what introspection, I will explain that to you. But start your introspection. So, Machan, right? Open your book from page 1, go to page 2. Now write it. Why are you here? My question I ask you, why are you here? Now, you got 30 days to reflect on this. Every morning for 5 minutes, when you get up, sit by your bed and put 1 or 2 points there. Why are you here? What is your life all about? What are you going to get out of your life? Where are you going to work? Who are you going to help? These are questions, sub-questions of them. What are you going to do with the money you make? What are you going to do with the contribution? How beneficial is that going to be for you? Can you turn around and do something best for the community? Can you do for your home? Can you do for your family? All of these questions will be running through your mind. And what I would like you to do is keep a note of it for 30 days. At the end of the 30 days, you can write a book on it, and then you can summarize and form your purpose of life. With your purpose of life. Now, I'm going to ask you what and why purpose is so important. When you come out of your house after getting dressed up, you can either turn left or you can turn right. Because you know where you're going to go, right? So if you want to go to the bus station, you turn left and you walk down the road, you get to the bus station. Correct? If you want to go to the train station, you turn right, you walk down, you go to the train station. Correct?
Correct.
Now, please tell me, what is your purpose of life? You know where to go to the bus station?
Right direction
You know the right direction. What is the right direction?
towards the goal.
What is your goal?
What we want to achieve.
What do you want to achieve? You see, I got to think it.
No, the thing is that if we summarize it, then we have various visions.
Is that coming through? Is that achieved regularly? You see what I'm saying?
Improvement is there, sir.
I'm not asking all that. I just want your purpose and your goal and what you're going to achieve. Later on, you hear a person talk about it. It should be cut, 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 cut. You don't want to come out and stand, where's the train station? You got to know it. Because unless you know where you're going, if you're going to teach people, they won't know where to go. Get the message, guys. This is not important. This is vital. You have a family. They're looking up to you as a role model. And you try to wishy-washy, say, oh, you do it to something, somehow, somewhere, somewhere. No. Precise, accurate. When John F. Kennedy in 1962 won the election, he stood up on the Capitol footsteps and he said, we will put a man in the moon, 1962, July. We will put a man on the moon. By the turn of this decade, that decade, 62. At that stage, Apollo mission was not even started. The mission to the moon was not even started. No astronauts were hired. No logistics for Apollo was done. From July 1962, because of a man's vision, to July 1969, when Neil Armstrong lands on the moon and he says, one step for man, a giant leap for mankind. That opened the dynamics of the earth and the world to the space. Right? Somebody's got to lead this, yeah? Don't wait to be the follower. And in the same way, if you've got a strong purpose, if you've got a strong why, that's going to drive you. That's going to motivate you. You won't crawl out of bed on a Monday morning. Oh my God, I got to go to ABTC. I got to work. My God, I got to meet up with that director. Oh God. How many of us do that? All of us do it. Yeah, don't laugh. You do it, I know. But what is important is, if you have a purpose, you ain't got time. That's why I say I always complain, God is not fair with me. You want more hours in the day. So you pack your day. You won't have crawl out of the bed. You will jump out of it. You try to fit as much as you can. Whether there is enough food for the family, you'll got for the family. Eat. Next week we'll get better food. But the important thing is drive your purpose. Because that's the driver. So my next question to you is very simple. When we have that answer after 30 days, then we have next like this. You want to see how you value your life. Doesn't matter which part of the world you live in, Your life is made up of 4 quadrants. 4 quadrants. Your life is made up of 4 quadrants. Starting with, most of us need moolah, money. So what we do, the first quadrant, next slide please. The first quadrant is your career or your business, which is the tools and techniques you use to make your money. To feed, if some of you know this term, the Maslow's hierarchy of needs: food, shelter, clothing. But that doesn't give you happiness, I can tell you that. Until you get to the apex of that Maslow's hierarchy of food, shelter, clothing, then you get to this thing called self-actualization. That's what the Dalai Lama talks about: contentment. To get contentment, you've got to put the first step in. Get your food, shelter, clothing. Then you go through, if you are a business owner, you'll have your career, you'll have your business, you build your business, all that you got to go find tools for. But that is one part of your life. Your second part of your life is very simply put, your family. Who are you working for? So if there is some toxic relationship in family, go fix it now. Because toxic doesn't allow things to grow. You see, can I have that pot of plant here, please? This one, just pass it up. You can roll it up. I don't know why these people don't take a risk here. You see this thing here? Well, very good plant given to me. Okay, it'll last a long time. But you know what? Before I go out, I'm going to put some acid in it. How long will it last? Huh? I pour a couple of drops of acid, not even one ounce, couple of drops of acid. How long will it last?
Maybe a few hours.
Hardly.
Exactly. So if there's toxic relationship in your family, go fix it. Don't try to work around it. That acid will kill your business, will kill your career, will kill you. Not all relationships are going to be good, but you got to work a way to understand how to fix it. So, Amma, Appa, if there's a relationship problem, go fix it. Daughter, father, relationship problem, go fix it. Son, father, relationship problem, go fix it. Mothers always have harmony. Their mothers are So, second part is your family. Very good. Can you see me? Social and recreation. You got to learn to mix with people. You need to learn to communicate. You need to learn to make sure you know how to talk, not just for the sake of talking, but if you've got to close on a deal, you got to know how to do it. If you want to start a business, you got to know how to communicate what are the things you need for it. So learn those art. That tools you got to go find outside. Don't wait for it to come. Many people sit in India, many people are frightened to ask. They think if you ask, you're stupid. I'll tell you what, I am very stupid. I had to have 14 coaches to get me to where I am. Not one, not two. You're lucky you got one school. I had 14, 1-4. That's how stupid I am. Yeah. But I tell you what, stupid people get paid very well. Understand that. Ask. Ask questions. Why? What? How? When? What can I do better? Hello? Write the question down. You go out of the door, everything will go because your unconscious state won't remember it. Another thing is learn to take good notes. I can tell you that. So it is extremely important, guys. Only when you do that can you come up in life. These are fundamentals of life I'm talking about. Not even giving you Einstein theory or anything. You know when they built, how many stories is this building? 3. 3 stories? Okay, you know when they built this building, the designer, the architect would have come in with something 3, 5, probably about 50 to 60 drafting papers underneath. Each floor, the foundation will have its own plans. The barrels will have its own plans. The stilts will have its own plans. The air conditioning ducting will have its own plans. The lighting and wiring will have its own plans. The undercover pipes that run in underground will have its own plans. The entrance will have its own plans. Where it's going to put the glass, the interior decoration, all will have its own plans. So all of that plans he has to build this house, this building. This building is just a chappe building. Not due respect, it's a very good building, but it's just a building. Show me your plan of your life. It's only life, no. So life will also tell you, I will only give you life, no. Are you getting my point? What you give is what you get. So if you don't have a plan, if you don't have a purpose, you're just playing like little children in the nursery school with mud and plaster of Paris and throwing it on the wall, hoping some will stick. And then after this, 0 to 20 years is the learning stage. 20 to 25, 30 years is the pre-earning stage. 25, 30 to about 60, 45, 50, 60 is the earning stage. And then when you go past that, it's the yearning stage. I wish I had done this. I wish I had done this. Why wait till 60 and say, oh, Mamma Mia, I wish I had done this? Do now. Do it now. Get your mission worked out now. Don't wait till 65. I wish I had in my 30-year-old done this. I hope it makes sense.
Yes.
The last part is oh no, one slide there. I can see. The last part is spirituality. You can go and build and become a multi-billionaire. I can tell you what, life is hollow for them. You don't have to go far. There is nobody from America here, and Donald Trump's people are not here. Look at Donald Trump and he'll explain everything to you. I don't need to say any more, if you understand what I'm saying. Multi-billionaire does not in any way provide you with what you want, unless you understand spirituality. Everything that you build should be built on the foundation of spirituality. Not religion, spirituality, which is a different thing. When you understand that, your surging forward with your business is going to be totally different. Your perspective when you negotiate will be different. How you do certain things will be different. Why you do certain things will be different. When you negotiate, when you negotiate with people, how that negotiating gets closed will be different. Especially if you're going for big deals. I don't know, but I'm giving you from bottom right up to the top here, so you get a feel for it. So this is the 4 quadrants. Everything you do comes out in these 4 quadrants. Make this your cardinal rule. Make sure you got a balance in that. And as you balance through that life, you will then understand why your life is so important. You won't be like one of the guys that was in Hyderabad, came up to me and said, I don't really wish like living and I want to go. I think I should give up my life. I said, good. You want me to help you kill yourself? Because I was back in sympathy. Don't come to the wrong person for sympathy, please. Next slide.
I
Please.
agree with you on this spiritual that you said.
Thank you so much,
When
madam.
you negotiate and if you are spiritual, you really crack it.
Yeah.
Because I do it. And I know that whenever I take a thing, it is done.
Yeah.
Somewhere there is a truth which is visible, of course.
Yeah. You see, your synchronity comes from your body, mind, and spirit. When you have sync in your body, mind, and spirit, automatically it's guiding you. There's a guiding force. And you just go in faith. And that faith rolls things over. One illustration of that faith is very simple. I'm a successful chartered accountant in Australia. I have a beautiful wife, 2 beautiful kids, or as they say in the economic status, 2.5 kids, only 2 kids came out. But in that group, this is what happened. Contentment was there, good lifestyle and everything. So I went up to my dad and I said to Dad, I think I want to go back to India. You know what he reacted? What do you think your father would say? You think you want to go and like marry somebody he doesn't want you to marry, as an example. My dad turned around and said, why India? And I said, why not India? He said, we left India in the 40s. Why are you going back? And I said, Dad, you know that place called India? It produced you and mom. And you produced 3 good kids, right? 3 good kids, 1, 2, 3. He said, yeah. So one of the kids want to go back and give something for the country. He said, give them some money. I said, if I give them money, tomorrow they still be hungry. But if I go and teach them how to fish, tomorrow they know how to fish. He said, oh, you want to go? Go. 98 was my first trip back into India. 98. I wrote to 25 Rotary clubs. Before emails. So I had to go to the post office and buy this little thing called stamps. How many of you know post office? We buy stamps. I wrote this letter, stamped it myself, went to the post box and put the 25 letters in. Now, business people here, students here. How many responses do you think I got back?
0.
No, better than that. Come on, my English is good, yeah.
No, from India. You said to India.
Yeah, I'm saying from India.
I don't know, but from India will reply.
One response.
No, one response. Yes,
And he came from a place called Chandigarh. Never even heard of Chandigarh before that. Then I found out French connection and all of that built the place. But the long and short of it is, I took it on faith. I bought a one-way ticket because I wanted to see what I can do. I don't know whether I was going to do big things, but I wanted to do something. See, that is called your inner guts, drive, your passion. So I took a one-way ticket, landed in a place called Delhi, this place. Some friend of a friend of a friend from DOT came and picked me up from the airport. His name is Ravi. Puts all my goods in the back of a car, sits in the car, turns the ignition. The driver turns the ignition, the car goes click, doesn't start. Second time around, car goes click, doesn't start. Third time, it doesn't start. So Mr. Ravi magnanimously turns around and says, Mr. Nair, the car doesn't start. I said, I can see it. Then I turned around and said, what do you want to do? We push. I said, okay. Welcome to India, David. Take my coat off, take my rolls up. We pushed the ambassador to kickstart it. Yeah. 1:30 a.m. in the morning. From there, he took me to a place called Vashant Vihar or something like that. And then we stayed there overnight. Got a Shadabi to this place called Chandigarh. I was all geared up for this one presentation. Glorious presentation. Prepared, memorized, practiced. By the way, when you do presentations, when you do anything, you got to one skill you got to learn. The skill is called practice, 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 practice. Now, repeat after me. Practice, stand up.
Practice, 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 practice,
And
practice.
repeat after me. Practice, practice, practice. Not one time. Practice,
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 practice, practice, practice.
After you get practice, no more than practice. Thank you. Sit down. Do you understand? That's the state change, guys, for the coaches. Now, what you do is very simple. From that practice day, I went and delivered this talk. What was the talk about? I can't even remember. Something to do with design your life. At the end of the talk, it must have been so good. This guy Ram comes in and says, it was very good. I said, yeah, thank you. He said, now, I'll arrange a cab for you. Where do you want to go? And I said, I have nowhere to go. Because I only had one invitation, right? He said, what? I said, from here, I'm going back home. I have nowhere else to go. He said, you mean you come all the way for one talk? We can't let you go. I said, okay, what are you going to do? 4 of his team sat. They did the calling. By 5 o'clock, chaya time. Yeah, we're getting chaya later with some samosa. Hello? That's my in-depth call. Wake up. AGDC. Now, what happened was he turned around and said, I'll get my team to call. From the lunchtime to afternoon tea time. He made enough calls to book 25 appointments pan-India with Rotary Club.
Wow. That was an achievement.
I did nothing. I surrendered to the universe. I bought one-way ticket. You know that, right? One-way ticket to India. You help me. That's all I did. So when you surrender to the universe, I didn't get your name, man. Neela? Neera. Okay, Neera. When you surrender to the universe, automatically the universe will respond to you. It's a huge learning here, but there's an art in the surrender also. Don't just go surrender. No, it doesn't. So my question now is, do you value yourself? If so, what is your value? I'm going to pick some lecturers here. Oh my God! What do you think you'd value yourself at?
I would value myself when my family comes. I think I'm the topmost priority.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm the uh, so I help them. I help my family. I support them, and I try to be there. I have joined work almost after like 10 years.
Never, ever, 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 ever you strive.
Yes.
So I do support them.
That's not what I asked you. I want to know how you value yourself.
So what is your so mine?
What's a USB?
Yeah. So in life. Or
No, I'm talking about your relationship, your love affair. What do you think I'm talking about?
No, I mean, with respect to career or
You
as a person.
As a person.
As a person.
What's the name?
Sunena.
Sunena. You did the 4 quadrants. Can you put the other slide back in, please? The other slide. You got one back. You see these 4 quadrants? Huh? Everybody see these 4 quadrants?
Yeah.
Now in the middle here, put a circle. Put a circle and put 2 eyes, and you can either put a smiley face or you can put a frowning face. Up to you. You select what you want. And that person in the center here, we call him you. Okay? So that person is you. And you, thank you. And that is a cardinal rule. 10-word, 2-letter phrase that you got to be in charge of. If it is to be, it is up to me. Now, with that in mind, and you controlling all of that, you tell me your value. Don't worry. Very few people can answer these questions because they're not exposed to this. They're not taken out of that square box thinking and brought outside to think differently. I'll tell you, enter your rubber band, please. I'll tell you why this is so important. Whenever you go and try this, don't listen to me. You go and try it. You see that rubber band's on her finger because she's been doing some mischievous things and it is on her finger to click it. Now, you stretch this. When you stretch a rubber band and let it go back and never call it back to the original shape. So at least if I get you to think a little bit different, 0.25% switch, and I leave you, that rattlesnake will work inside. Get my message? So think of that, think of the you, think of the smiley or the frowning face, and then look at your value. I'm going to ask the question again. What is your value? If you don't know, I want you to write it down. And the 30 days you're going to do the first question, you're now going to think, what is my value? What is my contribution back to this community, to this institution, to the people around me? What is my value? What am I here for? What is my purpose in life? When you get all of that, you begin to get some rattling inside your belly, in your guts. And that is called passion. It doesn't come automatically, yeah. Does this make sense, guys? Really? Next, please. Now, when you have value, you also need to look at this word. And I want to brainstorm this word called respect. So thank you so much. Really helped me with my throat. Thank you. I want you to write this word in big letters, not sentence. RESPECT. Now, do you have a whiteboard here? I'll do an extra something different. You got a whiteboard?
Yes.
Or is it easily accessible? Oh, please bring it up in the front here. Thank you.
Connectivity will be.
Okay, I can come up there. Everybody turn your chairs around to that, please. Who is good at handwriting? My handwriting is worse than that of a doctor.
I will try.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. Everybody wrote that word RESPECT. Respect. Now, call out, in your opinion, without any limiting beliefs, without any thoughts, without anything. What is respect to you? Call out. What is respect to you? What does respect mean to you? Yes, quick. I need a. What does respect mean to you? Ah, you don't know.
No, sir, I don't know.
Tell me.
Recognition.
Recognition, sir, man, write it up. Recognition. What else? What does respect mean to you? Sylvie.
Self-esteem.
Self-esteem. Very good. Lady in glass. Don't turn around. Don't be shy. You, yeah.
Satisfaction.
Fabulous. Satisfaction. Next.
That is our online participant. Speaking.
Oh. Okay. Very good. Wherever you are. I thought a voice from Mars came back. I was talking to this girl here, this lady. Please. What does respect mean to you? Anybody else? You, madam. What does respect mean? First lady there. With a bun on the head. Yeah.
An acknowledgement.
An acknowledgement. The guy behind you in white shirt. Yeah, you. What does respect mean to you? Oh my God. Ask me a question. Stripes. What does respect mean to you?
हिंदी में भी बोल सकते हो अगर आपको ऐसा लगता है. I will write.
Oh, I'm sorry. There are some Hindi students here.
मतलब
But you understand
yeah,
English?
anybody.
Oh, please. Stretch.
Self-respect.
Yeah,
Self-
self-respect. What does it mean to you? Respect is self-respect?
Respect is self-respect, or respect is something.
You don't know? Okay. Anybody else?
Can we say honoring?
Sorry?
Honoring.
Honoring? Yes.
Admiring.
Admiring? Yes.
Regard.
Oh, yeah, you're well prepared. You wanted me to come and personally have an introduction for this Maharani. Yeah. What else? Who else? Rajiv Agarwal, I need you to answer. What is respect here?
Respect means I should do something beneficial for them.
Yes.
And
Speak up.
provide my values.
Excellent. Listen to this. I should do something that is beneficial for others without diminishing my value.
Not hurting anyone.
Not hurting anyone. Madam, you got to keep writing?
Yes.
Yes. I'm paying you for this. What else? You had someone online who said something?
Yes. Somebody
Yes.
was saying somebody.
Satisfaction. Said something.
Satisfaction. What else?
Self-worth.
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 Yeah. And
Giving value to others without expecting anything back.
giving unconditional value to others without expecting anything back. This is really good.
Pride.
Admiration.
Admiration.
Someone is saying pride.
Pride.
Right.
online audience are writing, admiring something deeply.
Admiring something deeply. Now, I think we will need to stop there because there's a lot more to cover. Pardon me. What I'm suggesting, you have written this down. If facilitators here can take this forward. Normally, you take this, and what you do will be get them into groups of 5 or 6, get them discussion, because producing a child without the ability to communicate and discuss is not extremely beneficial, very honestly. So if we can bring this as a discussion topic to build their respect and at the same time provide value add to the students. So get them into small groups of 5 or 6, whether here or across the nation you are. And what you then do is pick up one topic at a time. 1 week, pick up a topic. Let them do some research. Let them come back, do some Q&A sessions. That way, one thing comes up is your discussion point. Second thing comes up, the knowledge of respect. Third thing that applies to them is the value that they're going to put to this respect. Okay? And in so doing, they also will enhance and enrich their mindset in relation to themselves, because you want to increase their value. Does this make sense? So facilitators, lecturers, please take stock of that. That's one way in which you can do it. Next. Welcome to the 26 participants from across India. Next, please. Next slide. A very key principle you need to follow. Anything you do in life is not always roller coaster. You're going to fall. Huh? How you build your resistance to falling is your strength in life. I'll repeat it one more time. How you build your resistance to the fall is your strength in life. So what you need to do is build you. You know the 4 quadrants? And you remember that face I put in the center? And your smiley face? Now, how do you build you? I would suggest you go and do a SWOT exercise. Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. Teach that to the team. First respect, then bring that in. And when you do that, what you're superimposing now is for them to understand where their weaknesses and where the strengths is, but more important, how they can improve their weakness and reinforce their strengths. I hope this is making clear. Each element of their weakness that they identify, put it on a scale of 1 to 10. Scale it on a rank of 1 to 10 and work on the lowest ranking to build it up 1 point. Now, lectures, when you do that with your soft skills, you're going to skyrocket this paper. By the way, when I talk about this, I'm not trying to give you some lecture. No. Let me just give you some background. I don't think this part of the background was given to you. When I came to India, the intent was very simple, to create a mindset. That's my purpose in life. Create a mindset shift, a heart set shift, and a soul set shift in 1 million people. In 1 million people, 98. I had no knowledge of who my clients were going to be. I came with one contact. When I left after the first circuit, I had something like 25 clients because I went pan-India talking to different Rotary clubs. Most of them were corporate clients. Your top MNCs in India were my clients. And through that process, I developed it and became a most valuable, I think, coach for these clients who range from Microsoft, Google. So I used to coach the senior managers, vice presidents who go abroad. My objective was to create a mindset shift in 1 million people, and I failed because I only impacted in the last 2 decades 300,000 people. I failed. So I'm doing the second round. We call it the second innings. And this time around, we're going to hit 10 million, mark my words. Because there's a great team. You build teams and the team builds it. Because they got their own aspiration, they got their own ambition, they got their own challenge that they want to do. Okay? So that is the nuts of what I do, and that's why I'm so avid about this. You fall 5 times, you get up 6. You fall 7 times, you get up. Don't put your hand in your mouth and say, I thought I will deep dive into depression. Please don't do that. Before you get into depression, talk to your friends, talk to your relatives, talk to your role play model, talk to your seniors, talk to your coaches, get support from them. And when you get support from them, guess what happens? The vibration begins to flourish. And the vibration works on a scale of 450 to 550. If you can bring it in that vibration level, energy, like what we started, that energy level is what you need. Just now, I got everybody to stand up and do some exercise because I was watching your sleep state was going down. So I need to get action state. So I do some intervention in there. So these are simple things that when you bring it in, all of a sudden, boom, what's this guy done? Unknowingly. Okay? Facilitate this. Any questions so far? Good. So let me introduce you to the next point. Thank you so much. It is important for you to understand what education is, especially for the participants and students who are here. Many think by getting this knowledge, I can go and become a multi-millionaire, I can start a business, I can do whatever I want to do. No, I'm so sorry. That is only one component of 5. Unless you have all 5, very little happens. Before I open that, let me share with you a story that Anga and I had the privilege of working with in the last 10 days in a place called Varanasi. We had the privilege of working in an organization there, which was an educational institute of 35,000 people, students. This lady comes from Pakistan back in the years back. She and her husband came to India. She was invited by the Shah of Iran back then to go to Iran and teach English to the palace kids, which she did magnificently. Her husband was a scholar, so he worked with the Shah of Iran's scholars in enhancing their skill sets. When their project was finished, they decided to come back and they came to Varanasi. And this lady's passion for teaching was so strong. She went and looked at purchasing a small attached shed. No walls, just the roof, A-frame, mud floors. Collected 15 poor kids from around the area, put them in this house, and taught them English. Taught them English. From that 15, starting in 1972, she finished up with 35,000 students in 17 colleges and institutions last year. Are you getting my message? That's what passion does to you. Now, she's not here anymore, but her son took it over. And he scaled it up over the last 5 years. And we were lucky, one of the members of the mastermind works in that institution and wanted some of our best practices to be implanted there because it coincided, it was on the same page with that institution. So Akansha rings us up and says, Dave, I got this. I said, give me a profile of the company, give me a profile of the lecturers, give me a profile of what the school is all about. We went through a profiling check. And then I said, yeah, I would love to come and work with you guys. So we spent 4 days or 3 days, I can't remember. We put through 3,500 students, non-stop from 9 o'clock in the morning. And they were students not of primary school. Even the young ones, they were of brilliant capacity. The best of the best. Now, why am I telling you that story? When you have a passion, there's nothing that will stop you. They had a lot of obstacles. When I was talking to Deepak, her son, in dinner at the last night at Varanasi Club, and you're saying, Deepak was saying, David, there were so many times I wanted to give up. But inside of me, my mother kept saying, don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. You have an obligation for the country. You have an obligation for the community. I ask you, how many of you have got that type of a fire inside of you? Next time, think. Or are you going to work, come home, going to work, come home, going to work, come home? When you go to home, you turn around and say, okay, I got to do my cooking, I got to do my this, husband, I got to do my washing, I got to take care of the kids, then go to sleep. Next morning, get up, go to work, come home, go to work, come home, go to work, come home. If you do that for 65 years, your life is wasted, guys. take stock, do something more. For you to get a feel of what we're talking about. Why is education so important? Most people just focus on one arm of education. Next slide, please. On the IQ arm. Skill training, and that's it. They don't bring into consideration all the other components that enrich you as a person to be out in the marketplace, for you to turn around and do what you need to do best. So people can turn around and say, my God, this person is good. Don't just take it. Understand what I mean by it. This is everything to do with your business career. You get your degree, everything that gets you there, all the technical knowledge that you need comes from here. But without this, EQ, you're not worth a penny. You're not worth a penny. How many here like Black Forest cake? How many love Black Forest cake? Hello, kids. You like Black Forest cake? You know Black Forest cake? Sweet cake? I love Black Forest cake. But Black Forest cake is useless, just a chocolate cake. Only when you put the chocolate icing and you put the strawberries on it, and especially if it's Australian strawberry, it tastes good. Mamma mia. Now, that is what you got to look for. And that is what we're talking about in EQ. EQ is what gives that to your IQ. Financial quotient, you go and work for people, you go and work on your own business, unless you know how to manage your money, it's a waste of time. So don't say, I don't like anything in maths. Go find a maths teacher. That is one excellent lecturer. Go find somebody who will help you with maths. Get your finances right. Social quotient. Learn to communicate. Can you give me some pressure on your hand, please? You watch your face. You see, the more pressure you give, the more she smiles, right? You got to learn the art of giving real assertive comments and feedback so she still keeps smiling and does the job for you. That's the skill you got to find. That's a textbook? No, that's an experience. You got to do that. Now, the other important thing is not only social quotient, you got to link up with that creator. Only when you have that connect, for some reason, that masala tastes good, the strawberry cake tastes good. Because it's got a different flavor to it. I hope this makes sense, guys. That, in a nutshell, is what I'm going to suggest to you guys to make sure you're doing. Now, let me, while at this moment, introduce some of the players that we got here for you to get a feel for them. I'm not going to ask all of them. I'm only going to ask one or two so I can get a feel, and you can get a feel of what we do. All of this I'm going to open up for this platform, and it's free. I'm not going to charge anybody anything, so don't be frightened. We run a thing called a mental resilience mastery, mastermind. A lot of them have come and joined that mastermind. And today they are made up of people from all walks of life, doctors, lawyers, accountants, dentists, professions, who put together, after going through 12 weeks of conditioning and reframing their mind, came up and we put together a book. You can just hold the book up, please. We put together a book called Gray. Just show it up. Don't have to send it up, just show it up.
And the camera.
And what you got now is that particular book
That camera.
is available to everybody at Amazon.com. And for this institution, we will be providing that. Now, what you have is different authors, thank you so much, different authors who have written in this book. 40 chapters, 40 authors, 1,500 words per chapter. And all of them have contributed on the journey from A to B, the struggles, the trials and tribulations of what it took to become and make that purpose in life. So my sincere suggestion, what you need to look at is how are you going to work your purpose based on this. So for you to get a feel for what we're doing, we run that in a mastermind. We also have a session in the morning called Five Wire, where we train people to mentally condition themselves. That also is complimentary. We're giving it away because we love people. Let me introduce you to one person I want to share how we put this body, mind, spirit conditioning in such a way over the last 6 months to get to where she is today? And
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Anda Grobler. I'm from Cape Town, South Africa, and I'm extremely privileged to be here this afternoon. 6 months ago, well, let me tell you this, 21 years ago, my journey to finding my purpose started when my baby, my second daughter, was stillborn at 9 months. And exactly 21 years and 2 months later,
do you know what stillborn means?
Mm.
Who knows? Please put your hand up. Don't be shy. Thank you.
Robinard sent me a WhatsApp and said, please send your details to David immediately. I didn't know what this was about, but I sent my details. And the next thing was that I started working with David Nair, and I thought, wow, how could I ever be working with this amazing life coach? During that first month where I attended the Mental Resilience Mastermind, I also attended Fire to Wire in India. But the Indian session starts at 5:30 in the morning for the Indian participants. My time in South Africa was 1 o'clock in the morning. So by the time their session finished, they all went on their way and started their day. I had to go back at 2:30 in the morning to sleep. I couldn't. My mind was racing. I had all these creative ideas and thoughts and things coming up. So 1 month later, I asked David, please can you give us a facilitator that can run the sessions for South Africa at a time that is a little bit more convenient so that I can get more sleep. 2 weeks later, I got a video back from David introducing me as the co-founder for Fire to Wire South Africa, Nigeria, and Saudi Arabia. And I thought, this was really amazing. Not only am I working with this man for 1 month, but suddenly I am the co-founder of this platform. We started with 10 participants. We now have 40 participants on our platform, and our aim is to have 100 participants by the 1st of August this year. Why the 1st of August? That's the date my daughter was still born. So that happened. Then in December 2022, David approached me and said, we're going to be putting together this group of people who have found their purpose in life. And I would really like you to write your story of how you have found your purpose. And I thought, can this get any better? So I wrote my story and I became one of the authors of that amazing book called Grail, Keep Your Life Right. And that book tells the story of 40 people across the world out of 6 countries, 3 different continents, on how they overcame adversity. So if anybody wants to make an investment in yourself for the rest of your life, read that book. You cannot find anything better than that. No motivational speaker is going to give you what is going to happen in that book. No, January this year, David said, please can you write down your goals for 2023? And I did. And I sent it to him. I don't remember what I wrote down. It had to be a short-term goal, it had to be an intermediate goal, and it had to be a long-term goal. So I sent it to him, and he sent me back this very confused emoji saying, what is this? You can do better. So I thought, okay. So I rewrote my goals. One of the goals, the short-term goal, was that I would present an online summit by March this year. I didn't know how to do that. I had no idea how am I going to put together this online summit. I had no idea what the topic was going to be. I had no idea where I'm going to get my speakers from. And then dear Dr. Lalita came along and she said, I'm going to do this online summit. Who wants to follow in my footsteps? So my online summit happened because of her. The intermediate goal and the long-term goal we're still working on. However, I was sitting next to my husband one evening on a Tuesday night, and I was saying to him, everybody is so excited about putting this book together. They're working on the plan on how they're going to be promoting this book. They're working out their route that they're going to travel. And I'm sitting here at the bottom of Africa and I'm not going to be there. The next minute, I get a WhatsApp from David saying, I am inviting you to India. So here I stand. But the Indian story comes from a different angle. Okay? About, I don't know, 10, 12, 15 years ago, the movie Eat, Pray, Love came out. And when that movie came out, I knew that I was going to go to India. I didn't know when, I didn't know why, but I knew I was going to go to India. And here I stand. 2 years ago, I was part of a different group, and those speakers, of which Miss Muffet over there is one of them, became TEDx speakers. But because I'm in South Africa, I couldn't partake in that platform. So I went looking to see if there is a TEDx platform available in South Africa. And there wasn't. So I parked that thought into the universe, not really thinking about it again, but the desire was still here in my mind. In April, I got a WhatsApp. WhatsApp works really well for me, if you haven't noticed. I got a WhatsApp from a lady in India that I hadn't spoken to for 2 years, asking me if I would like to become the business partner for TEDx South Africa.
Wow.
So you see, in Wire to Wire, the practices that we do, sitting in silence, doing our meditation, clearing our minds of negative thoughts, focusing on gratitude, employing a gatekeeper to decide what thoughts are entering our minds and what isn't entering our minds, doing our affirmations and our visualizations, and practicing the principles that David is teaching us. By the way, this elastic band is my gatekeeper. So every time somebody comes with a negative comment or negative remark, I go and I remember, no, you can't come in.
Wow.
That's why I went. Practicing these principles really does work. And when you start focusing on gratitude, the things that you look at change in your life. The universe then starts to conspire to give you what you want and what you need. So if anybody is not practicing, they're sitting in silence, meditation, affirmations, visualizations, I really urge you to start doing that. My life has become a fairy tale in the last 6 months. I cannot wait to see what is going to happen in the next 6 months. Thank you.
One of many stories. Life is a journey. Life is to be lived happily. You don't need to suffer too much if you know the tools. I'm going to ask you a simple question. The lady in red one, how do you spell luck? It's not a trick question. Straight answer. How do you spell luck? What is the spelling of luck? Stand up and shout out. Luck. That's why is lucky. I just wanted luck. Thank you. Labor, under, correct, knowledge. You make it luck. The tools that we are talking about are all out there. If you know how to pull them together, and mix them and get this right masala, your luck is at your footstep. That's what God gave you this life for. Get my message. Understand this. Everything that I shared today with the team, and a couple of them will come up and give one statement. With the team, you will understand why someone's life is so rough and why someone's struggling. Your body, mind, and spirit congruency, connect, is the first starting point, which I started back by asking you to remove all acid from your system. And when you get that out, the energy flow happens. When the energy flow happens, for some reason, the lotus flower begins to grow without acid. Then you can start putting as much fertilizer in it, and you see what luck comes in. So, for you to get a glimpse of this particular book, and I'm opening up the book for all of you to look at purchasing. In my view, it's one of the best books that's out there in the marketplace on purpose. But leaving that aside, I would recommend each of you speakers here on this platform, just your name, one of your key statements, no stories, one of the key statements, and why you make that statement. So, Ajay, start with you. You want somebody to hold that? Can I hold it? If you won't trust it.
I'm Dr. Rajiv Agarwal, business and wealth coach, helping people to build wealth.
Hi everyone. Should I come that side?
Yeah, please. that's the accountant.
Hi everyone. I am Surbi Pandey. I am a digital creator, life coach. I've been interacting, also a TEDx speaker, and so grateful to be a part of the book as an author. So I help people live a stress-proof life so that they can experience unconditional joy. That is my purpose of life. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I am Rajni Gupta, and I am a lecturer teaching mathematics and science to senior classes. And I am one of the co-author of this book. And I find my purpose of life that I how to improve health and wealth of a woman, especially towards women. They need some guidance how to maintain their physical and mental health during personal and professional life. So this is my purpose, and I want to share this purpose with all of you, that you also build your strength, maintain your strength, but first find your purpose, first find your why, and then proceed. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Sunita and I'm a mindset coach and I work for women empowerment. So the purpose of my life is I had gone through whatever I learned in my life, I learned it in a very hard way. So that is why now I want that whatever I had gone through, I want people, I want especially women to get them to learn that in a much easier way, better way. As a coach, we are there, or we are there to help you out. Nobody was there to help me out when I was undergoing all those pain and sufferings and problems. It was very hard for me. So I don't want others to go through that pain. That is the purpose of my life, to impact people. And when I impact one person, also it has a ripple effect. We are impacting the world. Okay.
Thank you. Rajita?
I would like to come there.
Rajita, yes.
Hi everyone, good afternoon, good evening. This is Dr. Lalita. I am a fantastic parenting coach. It's not a wrong word. It's fun plus fantastic because at present, the worst discussion, I must say, or the biggest struggle, I must say, in the society, like youth, they don't want to be the parents. And reason being, the kind of struggle of power in parenting, among parents and kids. So I am working on parenting, especially in India. It needs to be addressed, and I'm doing it in Hindi and English both, especially to impact Indian parents. And my purpose is to affect or to make the life easy of 10 billion parents in my life. I'm from Haryana, so it becomes even more important for me. And I really am working in the domain of education for past 15 years. I started from a very small school where there were no classrooms. In a government school, you must have heard about that, without classrooms and without teachers. But I found that wherever I am today is just because of two things. One is my parents, like my mother is there with me, and I'm glad for that. One is because of the parents, and second is their mindset. And that mindset comes from the mentors like David Nair and few more mentors. So I really understand how parenting is important and how parenting can be full of fun, health, and happiness. So that's why what is my purpose, and I'm doing towards that. Thank you so much. Thank you, David.
Hi everybody. You know, this is my fourth time to be in ATDC. My association with ATDC is through NISTI, where a couple of people who are here, they are also associated. My name is Prabhunath Pandey. I help people to bring equilibrium in their life. And I want to reach to at least 1 million people in my lifetime through either my books or my coaching, training, or the medium, whatever becomes available. I'm very grateful to this great man. He has come all the way from Australia with a mission to make difference in people's life, irrespective of who they are, irrespective of whether they are management people or CEOs or just ordinary students. But everybody needs this seed for rest of their life to build as a tree. Now you must have all got this seed in you. It is your responsibility to build a big tree. So my gratitude, acknowledgement to David and all my teammates. They have come here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Floor open for questions. Any questions, please? Very quickly. Thank you all, MRM speakers. Any questions?
May I say something, David? Not a question. See, you all understand Hindi? David does not understand, so I can say whatever I want. मैंने गवर्नमेंट स्कूल से, जैसे कि मैंने अभी मेंशन किया, डेविड ने भी मेंशन किया, एक गवर्नमेंट स्कूल जिसमें टीचर्स नहीं थे, क्लासरूम नहीं थे, पेड़ों के नीचे बैठ के पढ़ते थे, बारिश आती थी तो कट्टे का जो वो बना के बैठ जाते थे. वो सब चीजों से निकल के आज मैं आप लोगों के बीच में खड़ी है ना. आप लोग दिल्ली में बैठे हो, दिल्ली में बैठे हो, देश की राजधानी में बैठे हो. इसका सिर्फ एक ही चीज है, वो है क्वेश्चन पूछना. आस्क, झूठा गलत सही जो समझ में नहीं आता, जस्ट आस्क. ये जो अपॉर्चुनिटी मिली है, एक बंदा ऑस्ट्रेलिया से चल के आया है, वो बंदी साउथ अफ्रीका से चल के आई है, ये एक अपॉर्चुनिटी है. आस्क सम क्वेश्चंस एंड यू नेवर नो कि एक सवाल आपकी जिंदगी को बदल सकता है. ठीक है, तो जो समझ में आता है, जो मन में आता है, गलत आता है, सही आता है, जस्ट आस्क क्वेश्चंस एंड दैट्स व्हाट कैन ब्रिंग अ शिफ्ट. वो आपके जीवन में बदलाव ला सकता है. So think one questions, each one of you, irrelevant, relevant, just ask at least questions. This will be a first step. ये पहला कदम होगा आपके लिए आज के सेशन के बाद लाइफ में आगे बढ़ने.
Fine. Can you all do that?
Yes.
Great. Now
They can ask in Hindi.
हाँ they can
हाँ,
ask Hindi, you
में
can
मैं
translate
translate
them.
करूंगी, कोई
आप
problem
हिंदी
नहीं
में
है।
बात पूछ लो क्वेश्चन, मैम इंग्लिश में
उनको
ट्रांसलेट
हिंदी
कर
नहीं आती है, इट इज सेम। हमको इंग्लिश नहीं आती है, उनको हिंदी नहीं आती है, वन एंड द सेम, राइट डेविड?
That I understand.
So ask please, who is going to come first?
Start with.
उसको डेविड की सारी ब्लेसिंग्स मिल जाएंगी, देख लेना। कौन पूछने वाला है पहला क्वेश्चन? कम ऑन।
वो पीछे पीछे.
यस, ग्रेट।
Yes.
Overthinking होती है, how to stop overthinking.
Overthinking takes place in brain.
How to
How
How to
stop
control.
that? I can answer him, come to fire to wire, but still I want you to answer.
That's all I was going to say. We're opening up a platform for everybody. There are 2 segments to it. Once every Thursday between 6 o'clock IST time and 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. IST time. We have a platform where we're talking on different key topics of development. Okay, that will be announced from June onwards for the next batch. We close the doors for the current batch. Separate to that, every morning, and this is a reason why we do this every morning, we want only really hardcore people at 5:15 a.m. Acha, okay. I know that. Acha, okay.
You got it?
That
You can explain in
means
Hindi
you
also.
come to the platform, you ask for that, we will give you the link, and you will hear every day, 6 days a week, what you have to do. Your day does not start at 5 o'clock in the morning. Your day starts at the night before you prepare yourself to go to sleep, and how you get to your alpha, beta, theta, delta states of sleep, and how you come out of that alpha, beta, theta, delta states of sleep, and then what you do in the morning, and then what you do for the rest of the day. And you see, you will be honky dory, man. You will be good.
You will be, no doubt. Your
Your
question.
all negative thoughts they will vanish, and all positive thoughts will come in your
And you
mind.
keep on saying I'm too busy, मेरे पास टाइम नहीं है, मेरे पास टाइम नहीं है, और फिर आपके पास इतना टाइम ही टाइम होगा, आपको लगेगा ये कैसे हो गया।
आप busy नहीं, fully optimized हो जाओगे, and overthinking will
टाइम ही नहीं मिलेगा उसका.
वो एंडा के बैंड की तरह उसकी भी जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी, you will not be needing that band
Mind
also.
हमारे एक ऐसा environment दे देगा जहाँ पे कोई भी self doubt है या किसी भी type का overthinking हो रहा है, it can completely change.
ये एक क्वेश्चन जो है ओवर थिंकिंग का आपके 10 क्वेश्चन में बदल जाएगा और सबके आंसर मिलेंगे.
Yes. Your question.
What if you don't have a goal?
What if you don't have a goal?
You will set your goal in the.
They are
Start
so.
finding it.
We help people to identify and set their goals.
I was having 20 goals. मुझे ये भी करना है, ये भी करना है, ये भी करना है, ये जो चारों तरफ हो रहा है मुझे सब करना है. But now I know what actually is mine.
One by one.
Too many goals is too bad. Too little goals is bad. No
Yes.
goals is bad. You gotta find a balance.
Great. Your question, please.
So, sir, as you say that we all have to be unique. So, जैसे कि सब लोग होते हैं, सब यूनिक होते हैं और सबको सब चीजें नहीं आती हैं, तो वो ठीक है ना कि अगर किसी को सारी चीजें नहीं आ रही हैं तो
Everyone
okay?
is unique. Everyone is different. Is it okay to be unique and different?
Yes, yes.
As, like everyone can't have all the skills together.
You don't need to have all the skills. You need to have.
You are special, and that is the best thing of the world. दुनिया की
Hello.
सबसे अच्छी चीज ये आप
In
सबसे
5
अलग
years
हो.
or 10 years time, you're going to get married, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. When you get married, the guy that's looking at you wants to get a unique girl, huh?
Yeah.
Unless you can show your skill as an individual with personal strengths, all the other stuff is useless. He will come, and the most correct person will come because of that. So it's important to be unique. For that, you got to build certain character traits. Yeah, uniqueness is important.
Have faith on yourself.
You need to have many values, characters in your life, but not necessary to have multiple skills. You master one skill, you will be millionaire. If you master 10 skills, you will be thousands.
And just imagine all the people sitting here, सबके एक जैसे कपड़े हों, एक जैसी शक्लें हों, एक जैसी बातें हों, तो कैसा लगेगा?
Bore.
Boring. So it's best thing to be unique and different. It's the best thing. Your question, please.
How to grow through certain.
How to grow in short time, just like social media.
Ah, my lovely friend. This is the generation of the get quick rich scheme.
So tell us from 1 to 10 in last 1 hour how much you grow. लास्ट 1 घंटे में तुमने 0 से 10 के बीच में कितनी ग्रोथ हासिल की? कुछ चेंज लगा? कुछ चेंज नहीं लगा?
Good. It's good to be honest. It's very good to be
कुछ
honest.
सीखा
Very nice.
पॉइंट ये कुछ सीखा
तो 0 से 10 के बीच में कितना
ये तो समझ आया कि गोल बनाना है.
कितना तुम अपने आप को
that is also important कि you are
वो ना शब्द
कुछ सीखा, कुछ समझ आया. अच्छा, क्या सबसे अच्छा समझ आया इस सेशन में?
हार्ड वर्क इज एसेंशियल.
वो तो बात ही नहीं हुई उसके ऊपर.
उसके बारे में तो बात ही नहीं की.
नहीं लेबर बोला
लेबर का
लक
कोई भी एक चीज
4 domains
By the
of
way,
life.
luck has been patented on the David Dyer, right?
You can get that on fire to wire. See why? When you know your goal. Yes, Rajiv ji.
अगर तुम्हें 1 घंटे में एक बात भी समझ आई वो ये कि अगर तुम जो लाइक माइंडेड लोग हैं उनके साथ रहोगे तो सीखोगे.
Yes.
उसके लिए तुम्हें एफर्ट्स करनी पड़ेगी. एक तो है कि अगर 5:15 बजे उठ सकते हो तो वो प्रोग्राम ज्वाइन करो वायर टू वायर. अगर 15 दिन भी आपने 1 घंटा सीखा तो 15 घंटे की लर्निंग में से आप जो 0 से 10 को अभी बोल रहे हो ना कुछ समझ नहीं आया तो आप 5-6 पे पहुंच जाओगे.
अच्छा आपका प्रोग्राम हिंदी में होता है
इंग्लिश
दोनों में होता
लेकिन
है.
उसमें क्या है कि 70% तो साइलेंस है. मतलब आप उसमें
is a meditation
नहीं,
type of thing.
उसमें
No, it's not
meditation का कोई
meditation.
लैंग्वेज नहीं है. साइलेंसर कोई लैंग्वेज नहीं है. विजुअलाइजेशन का कोई लैंग्वेज नहीं
It's
है.
not meditation.
डांस का कोई लैंग्वेज नहीं है. एक्सरसाइज का कोई लैंग्वेज नहीं है. बचा कितना वो थोड़ा सा बात सीखे वो इंग्लिश है वो तो सुनना पड़ेगा.
So 2 चीजें हैं.
इसमें फर्क नहीं पड़ता आप क्वेश्चन
क्विक सक्सेस के लिए 2 चीजें हैं. नंबर 1, अपने जैसे दिमाग लाइक माइंडेड लोगों के साथ में रहना क्विक सक्सेस के लिए. नंबर 1. नंबर 2 होता है डिसिप्लिन, आप कह सकते हो. ये 2 चीजें हैं जो आपको क्विक, क्योंकि आपका गोल होगा तो आप क्विक जाओगे. समझ रहे हो? गहराई में खोदोगे एक ही जगह पे. जब हम कुआ हैंडपंप लगाते हैं, कुआ लगाते हैं, एक ही एरिया में खोदते चले जाते हैं. अगर ये करे थोड़ा सा यहाँ खोदा, फिर 2 फीट वहां खोदा, 5 फीट वहां खोदा, पानी नहीं आएगा. यहीं पे डीप ड्रिल करते रहेंगे तो पानी मिलेगा. तो एक चीज है लाइक माइंडेड लोगों के साथ में रहना. दूसरा चीज है जो अभी सभी ने कहा, आपका गोल मालूम होना चाहिए और उस पे काम करना. देन यू विल गेट क्विक दिस थिंग. ओके, योर क्वेश्चन प्लीज. How to focus on goal?
Time to fight a wire. Seriously, guys, a lot of what we're talking about, and this is not one learning, it's a group of people conducting it. And because a group of people conducting it, we're going to learn from different people, share different ideas. I can give you the SMART goal steps and all of that. It's of no value. You have to walk, you have to taste each step, and the conducting of those steps are by the key players here. Many others are there. One in South Africa, for example, she said she's got 40 people there that are working with in Nigeria. So they all are focused on basics. I want to build my life. I want to set a goal. One wants to get married. All of those things come out.
Start visualizing it. That this is my goal.
वायर टू वायर कमिटमेंट और डिसिप्लिन ये
नहीं,
3 पिलर्स हैं.
डिजाइन स्टूडेंट.
इसके ऊपर काम करना है.
So they start finding
But see, designing also is two-way. Finding there your purpose becomes even more important. What exactly you want to design, where exactly you want to go, where exactly you want to reach. So going into depth, that's what again I'm saying.
पहले 5:15 को उठना शुरू करना हो.
Yes.
वो भी चैलेंज है.
वायर के लिए.
Your question, please.
Who will get up at 5:15 in the morning?
Come on, raise your hand.
You put an alarm clock and get up. You know alarm clock? Oh, very good. What time you get? 4:40. My girl, yes.
Yes,
She will
David's
be the
girl.
mentor in next 6 months.
Yeah. Now, what you're going to do is
I'm right.
write this one: mentalresiliencemastery.com. Mental resilience-mastery.com.
Pure question.
Going to that website, there is a link
Mindset.
there
That is what
which
he's talking
allows
about.
you to come
Mind
into.
resiliency
Is there a link?
mastermind. He's talking about that.
It's in the.
Oh, it's there.
David, he's asking how to do the mindset.
How
The
to
last
do the
one.
mindset?
Yeah.
Who asking that? You. How to do mindset? Oh, very good. You know how God took 7 days to build the universe? Yeah. We come to Fire to Wire. We will teach you how to do mindset in 1 month.
See, it is
See,
good.
many people are running with words. Many people are running with facts.
Mindset is a word, yeah, but you have to learn how to grow your mindset. Or adopt mindset of growing it.
The best part was like these people were not literally prepared to ask questions. They had some
Courage.
some courage. They
And
spoke
all the
some-
questions are wonderful questions.
All
All the
questions are
wonderful
He
questions.
was going behind their
Yes.
back. That is what we can recognize, you know.
So anytime,
There are children here
anytime,
also.
guys, anytime you have such type of any small training or anything, you just make sure you ask questions. Write down those questions while the training is going on, so that at the end of the training you ask those questions. पूछना है. अच्छा ये नहीं है कि आपको सारा ट्रेनिंग समझ में आएगा. जो नहीं समझ में आया वो पूछना है. जो समझ में आया उसके आगे का भी पूछना है तो भी पूछना है. देखिए पूछो.
और इनको इंग्लिश समझ आ रहा है. जब मैंने अपना करियर शुरू किया था, मुझे इंग्लिश का ABCD नहीं आता था और मुझे दिल्ली भेज दिया गया था IIT दिल्ली में एक वर्कशॉप अटेंड करने के लिए, जहाँ पे पूरे वर्ल्ड से लोग आए हुए थे. मैं 3 दिन वहां पे सुबह से शाम तक बैठ के गई हूँ, मुझे एक वर्ड पल्ले नहीं पड़ा. ठीक है, मैंने सिर्फ स्क्रीनशॉट्स लिए PPTs के कि हाँ मैंने बैठा, मैंने अटेंड किया. वहां से जब मैंने करियर शुरू किया एज अ आर्ट टीचर, वहां से मैंने शुरुआत की. आपको कम से कम डेविड जो बोल रहे हैं वो समझ आ रहा है. And the only difference is just asking questions. सवाल पूछो, सवाल पूछो, सवाल पूछो. गोल होना चाहिए, जज्बा होना चाहिए, लेकिन सवाल पूछो. Who is you are it's your turn now. Please ask a
No,
question.
1 minute, 1 minute. Plus, make sure you come with a notebook to the lecture.
Any session you go with the network.
Here, Celeste, I was walking up and down, I was observing what people's notes are. In 98, when I came to this country, I said to everybody, that 25, I said to them very simply, 20 rupees will change your life. And many people laughed at me. 20 rupee notebook will change your life. Today, at least 60% of those guys are abroad in different companies, running companies. Here is a girl who has a notebook. Okay? Never give up. Stop overthinking and start doing. Kanchan. And she sits down and she takes notes. Anthropology of purpose. Why? What? How? Love. Take notes. Start with it. Congratulations.
It's her turn only to ask question, David, if you allow.
कोई भी एक बोलो. कुछ भी बोलो.
Ask any
इसको question आने दो. पूछो.
जो दिमाग में आ जाए.
सर आई हैव अ क्वेश्चन. सर मतलब हमारे पास आर्ट मतलब कि मेरा मतलब जैसे कि मेहंदी हुआ या कोई भी फील्ड हो, चाहे टीचिंग की हो, मतलब सब में मेरे को इंटरेस्ट है और मैं खुद से प्रैक्टिस भी करती हूँ. बट सर वो स्पीड जो है वो नहीं आता. जैसे आप ये नया फील्ड है मेरे लिए, बहुत अलग. तो मेरे को उसमें सीखने की इच्छा है. तो सर अगर मान लीजिए सर कोई भी मैं काम कर रही हूँ तो उसमें जरूर अब मेरे पास नाउ आई हैव नो more money to invest my in, like I like art designs. I make many types of many design like mandala, madhubani, and many more. But my exactly my question is कि without invest more money to achieve my goals, how can I do?
She really made it, from Hindi, explaining, thinking. Finally, she framed the question that without investing money, how can I learn? And she's very eager to learn a lot of things.
Time also, less time. With less time,
You must do practice, and you will get practice to get perfection in your
she's going to get married and she wants to get successful before than that.
Money out of his profession.
Let her
हाँ,
say.
बताओ.
You know, I am in a very rural area. In our areas, not very many years to invest for himself. Myself. That's why. Because I have only 1 or 2 years left. After that, our family is married.
That's what I was saying.
ऐसे भी force होता ही रहता है. तो मेरे को कुछ तो करना ही है. But कैसे मतलब और मेरे पास इन्वेस्ट करने के लिए मनी नहीं है.
Money आ जाएगा.
She's trying to say, I am doing like different skills I have. Mehendi, you know Mehendi, and different designings. She does not have much time because maybe family will pressurize her to get married after 2 years, like generally it happens in India. And she does not have money to invest and she does not have time. So she again wants the quick success, how she can do without investing money.
I asked you success.
May I, David?
पहले कभी किसी को ये बात बताई कि आपको बहुत जल्दी बहुत सारे पैसे कमाने हैं और आपके पास पैसे नहीं है
You know the quickest way? You know the quickest way? You don't know?
आपको सबसे क्विक रास्ता पता है, सबसे जल्दी करने वाला रास्ता?
Yes.
What is the quickest way? The quickest way. Marry a rich man. Marry a rich man.
वो कह रहे हैं सबसे जल्दी करने का रास्ता एक पैसे वाले आदमी से, अच्छे खासे पैसे वाला, उससे शादी कर लो.
Now,
Is this
we park that? That is not practical. The next thing, what do you do?
Change your mind.
What do you do? What is your passion?
और आप सोचो कि
Actually,
जा रहा
properly I don't know.
This is what we are talking about.
You see, the answer to the question is very simple. It's like you going to a restaurant.
ये जो एंगल आया है,
There is all these things out there, and I want to put all that in this plate. In this plate, and this plate will be in this size. So what you need to do, and select 1, 2, 3. That is most passionate. And then go talk to your lecturer. Go talk to your teacher. Are they familiar with the term role model? Go talk to your role model and say, please help me. I want this, but what do I need to do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 steps. I want this, what do I do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps. I want this, what do I do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps. Put the 6 steps in there and now start what I call mind mapping. Write this word, mind map, with your role model, with your teacher, and figure out which of these you can do with limited money. With little money. Where can you get some free lectures? Where can you get some free experiences? And try working with it? No, do it. And you see where you go. Yeah, that's what you do. There is nothing a free lunch in this world. Many people will give you all options, but you get up, You find out what you want, because so many things you don't know what you want. It's like a little kid asking mommy, I want that ice cream, I want that ice cream, I want that ice cream. Not possible. You get one ice cream, or figure it out from that. What you want. Right?
You got your answer? Next, किसको पूछना है?
How to be positive in a negative situation.
That is very important.
All the questions are wonderful questions.
And now let Anda answer that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anda's done that.
So remember earlier I said I have this little band around my finger, and I employ this little man standing next to my mind that we call a gatekeeper. And this gatekeeper and this band work together. So if anybody comes with negativity, they want to talk bad about other people, they want to complain, this gatekeeper says, can I let this come into your mind? And I go, no, and it goes away. You don't get involved in negativity. You only allow positive things into your life. So when you go to bed tonight, you take a journal, piece of paper, you write down there what was good in your life today, what was bad in your life. You analyze that. You look at what you've learned today. You've looked at how you can do things better next time. Okay? And then you write down what you're grateful for. And when you do that, the negativity is going to start going away.
You understood, or you want the
You
Hindi
understand
translation?
that? There is 2 steps to it. You understand that? Yes.
हिंदी ट्रांसलेशन चाहिए उसका?
हिंदी में?
समझ आया या हिंदी में बोलूं? पक्का? Good, very nice.
Now, it is extremely important for you to understand that. Huh? Because many people don't understand this process. A lot of what we talk are very basic, but it's always the basic that people miss out on.
एंडा ने क्या कहा कि जब भी कोई नेगेटिविटी आती है, उनके हाथ में एक रबर है, वो क्या करती है, उसको पिंच करती है, वो आपको मालूम है. दूसरा उन्होंने कहा यहाँ पे कोई रहता है, वो अभी हम जैसे गेट से एंटर किए तो कौन रहता है गेट पे? सिक्योरिटी गार्ड रहता है. वैसे ही यहाँ पे कोई रहता है, गेट कीपर. ठीक है, वो क्या करता है, जब भी कोई नेगेटिविटी आती है तो वो गेट कीपर कहता है नहीं नहीं इसको बाहर रखो. उसको हम सब बोलते हैं नो नेगेटिविटी नो एक्सक्यूज, NENN. ठीक है, नो एक्सक्यूज नो नेगेटिविटी और नो नेगेटिविटी नो एक्सक्यूज. ये हम सब रेगुलर प्रैक्टिस करते हैं. मैं 78 डेज अब तक मैक्स कर पाई हूँ, फिर वो ब्रेक हो गया. 78 दिन तक किसने मेरे चारों तरफ क्या किया मुझे नहीं मालूम. आई वॉज पॉजिटिव, कोई नेगेटिविटी नहीं, कोई एक्सक्यूज नहीं, पैसा नहीं है, ये नहीं है, वो नहीं है. उसको कहते हैं, वो गेट कीपर वो काम करता है आपके साथ में. ठीक है, वो एक टर्म होती है. जब भी नेगेटिविटी आती है वो कहती है नहीं नहीं छोड़ो, इससे कोई आउटपुट नहीं निकलना है, अपने काम पे फोकस कर. दैट इज व्हाट एंडा वाज टेलिंग. ओके, एंड यही है फायर टू वायर एंड माइंड रेजिलियंस मास्टरी, कि इसको करें कैसे, वो कैसे होगा. तो यू नीड लाइक माइंडेड पीपल जो रोज सुबह आपको बताते हैं कि कुछ नेगेटिव नहीं सोचना, कोई एक्सक्यूज नहीं देना और आज ये करना है.
अगर किसी दिन हो गया तो किस वजह से हुआ, कैसे ठीक करना है,
उसको आगे कैसे ठीक करना है. क्योंकि बार बार आप अपनी लाइफ में देखेंगे सेम पैटर्न्स होंगे, सेम लोग होंगे जो आपको परेशान करते होंगे, सेम टेंशन होगी जो आपको परेशान करती होगी, सेम सेट ऑफ प्रॉब्लम्स होंगी आपकी लाइफ में. सो NENN एंड फायर टू वायर उसको ही एन कोड्स को, नेगेटिव कोड्स को पॉजिटिव कोड्स में आपके कन्वर्ट कर देता है, सो दैट आप फोकस कर पाओ, अपना गोल ढूंढ पाओ, उस पर काम कर पाओ और आगे लाइफ में कुछ सक्सेस हासिल कर पाओ.
Great. So guys, now time to conclude. Neera Parihar is going to give a vote of thanks on this thing. And yes, questions तो मेरे ख्याल से बहुत सारे लोगों का आंसर मिल गए होंगे इसमें. आगे क्वेश्चन के भी आंसर इसमें मिल गए.
पूछ लो. This question is left. It's
Yeah, well, we can pull it out. We can pull it out after the conclusion and the streaming. Yeah.
It was such a wonderful session. David and Prashanta, Rajiv,
Rajni, Sunita, Lalita, and Puri. Wonderful session, and I think you have really touched each of people present here and online somewhere something to think about. And I'm so happy that this session could conduct for ATBC students and the faculty members. I thank you for such a wonderful somewhere giving a thought that life is better and it can be made better. You can be happy and you can achieve your goals. So nice to have you, and we look forward that surely I think lots of people will join your online session of the mental
Resilience Mastery Mastermind.
It is there.
Okay, mental resilience mastery. Yes. Thank you very much for such a practical and engaging session.
A pleasure.
Thank you, David. Thank you.
Online computer.
Deepak?
Give one opportunity to think
चिराग, आपने क्वेश्चन पूछा?
Yeah.
आप पूछिए।
How to break a bad habit?
कौन कौन सी
Answer. How many floors of this building?
is it 3
On the fourth floor is a terrace.
Yeah.
Go up to the fourth floor and jump down.
That's the end of it.
You break your habit.
For your negativity.
Break your habit.
No more tomorrow.
No more.
What habit do you want to break? Okay. There are many ways we can do it, but the one first way is to create a shift in your mind first. Therefore, I'll use it again. We'll do some local Googling. Get an anchor. Shift. Get an anchor. Rebuild.
मुझे मालूम है वो इम्पोर्टेंट है
Keep repeating that sort of practice.
बाद में तो जो बातें होती रहती हैं
Now, by just giving us smoking,
there was a responsibility on
you got to substitute it with something else. What's your best food?
मेरे को 3-4 दिन से बैक बहुत परेशान है।
So when you have that, it's good that you go with strawberry. Pick up a fruit and substitute it with this sort of thing.
आपको एक चीज बताऊं
90 days, not 1 day.
90 days.
It's a 90-day habit.
Then it becomes habit. Otherwise,
सही बात है।
Okay, guys, thank you so much for your play. It's been a pleasure being here. Great to know you guys and been working with you.
Thank you, David. Thank you so much. Okay.
Join them. He wants to join the Fire to Wire, and how he will join it? Who will send the invitation?
No,
And all
just
that.
go into that. There should be a link there to register your name. And when the date starts in July, we will get in June, sorry.
कुछ cold drink
So we will share it with everyone.
Yeah, that's the website to get it.
Mental resilience mastery.
let them go
हाँ
let
चलो
them go students time is over
We have a center on the first floor. So the students.
Shall I offer?
So our Gurgaon training center is on the first floor
Rajiv ji.
and rest of the centers they had joined online.